Well, hello, my students. I hope things are going well. All I want to do today is review, and Monday, Tuesday, we're just going to review too, because laws of exponents are tricky. Then we'll have our test on it Thursday, Friday, if everything goes well. Of course, they're still predicting snow, so who knows the future. So do these 5 problems and then turn me back on. Okay, when you multiply two things same base, you add the powers. So it's x to the 10th. When you have a base to a power, then you raise it to another power, you multiply, so it's x to the 24th. When you have a product to a power, you raise both to that power, so it'd be x to the 60th, y to the 40th. When you divide two things same base, you subtract, so it's x squared. This one, when you divide two things same base, you subtract. Keep it where the larger one started off. So you had 6 of them, so you still have 2 of them on the bottom. Okay, try another group of 5 for me, please. Remember, the answer cannot have a negative exponent in it. So do those 5 and then turn me back on. Okay, first one. Anything divided by itself is 1, except, of course, 0. You can never divide by 0. Anything to the 0 power is 1, so this would be 1 times 2 is 2. This one, the negative 2 power is only on the x. It's not on the 3, so you move the x term. Tricky problem. Most students have trouble with that. This one, you have a product raised to a power, so you raise both to that power. We need to flip this, and we need to square it. So it'd be 1 on top, 9x squared on the bottom, because 3 squared is 9, x squared. Good. I'm telling myself I'm doing a good job. Hey, I love this. Hey, different ways to do the negative problem. So if you have a different way, as long as it's mathematical, it's okay. Usually, I like to move it. Do you have to? Nope. There's other ways. But I only move this one because this one has a negative. And when you divide two things same base, you subtract. So it'd be 1 over x to the 10th. Woohoo. Try another group of 4. Woohoo. And then turn me back on. Okay. So again, don't have to do it this way. You could multiply two things same base, add, but for some reason I like to move it. And then you divide two things same base, you subtract. So this would be 1 over x to the 6th. Now I could move both of them. That's okay. X to the 6th on the bottom, x to the 10th on the bottom. When you multiply two things same base, you add, so it's 1 over x to the 16. Or, again, a different way is when you multiply two things same base, you add, so it's x to the negative 16, negative 6 plus negative 10, negative power, flip it. So again, negative power, move it. We like to move it, move it. So divide two things same base, you subtract the power. Okay, this one, again, I'm going to move anything that has a negative power. Now, the y to the 8th, I'm not moving. It doesn't have a negative power. So x to negative 6, move it on down. X to negative 3rd, move it on up. And once you move it, it becomes positive. So y to the negative 10, move it on up. Now I can simplify. I'm dividing two things same base, so you subtract the powers. Multiply two things same base, you add the powers. 3 more. Do it, my peeps. Then turn me back on. So, okay. Negative power, move it on down. Negative power, move it on up. Positive power, leave it alone, leave it alone. Positive power, leave it alone, leave it alone. So when I multiply two things same base, I add. Multiply two things Oh, I messed up. Start over. I thought that was x. That's my fault. Start over. So anything divided by itself, you subtract. So it'd be x to the 6 on the bottom. Y to the 6 over y to the 4th is y squared. So, ooh, my first mistake in a while, but I saw it wrong. My bad. My writing, too. That's what's scary. So move it. Bring it on down. Don't move this one. It's not negative. So move this one on up. So it's on the same level. Multiply two things, same base, you add. Multiply two things, same base, you add. Okay, you're dividing. Whenever you have coefficients, remember you reduce it. 5 goes into both, so that'd be 4 over 3. Divide two things, same base, you subtract, so it's x to the 14th. Y to the 8th, y to the 6th is y squared on top. And anything divided by itself is 1, except, of course, 0. Try, do these, do these 6 for me, please. We're getting close to being done. Don't panic. When you're done, turn me back on. Okay, you have a product raised to a power, so you raise both to that power. So it'd be x to the 60th, y to the negative 80. Negative power, move it on down. Okay, when you have a base to a power to another power, you multiply, so x to the negative 12. Negative power, flip it. This one, a base to a power, raise it all to another power, you multiply. And when you multiply two things, same base, you add. Now this is tricky for a lot of people. When you're adding, you change the coefficients. I have 1x to the 12th. I have 1 more x to the 12th added to it, so altogether I got 2x to the 12th. Power doesn't change when you're adding. This one, at some point, I need to flip it, take the reciprocal as the mathematical term, and square it. So I'm going to flip, that'd be 4/3. Then I need to square it, so that would be 16 over 9. So this one, 7 goes into 14 2 times. When you divide two things, same base, you add. So 10 minus 6 would be x to the 4th. This would be y squared. Here, when you raise power, you multiply. And last one, set. Do those 3 problems, and then we're done. Okay, negative. Move it on down. Negative. Move it on up. When you divide two things, same base, you subtract the powers. Oops. This one, product to a power, you raise each one of that power, so it's x to the 15th, y to the 40, negative 40, almost made a boo-boo again, z to the negative 20. But wait a minute, negative means I need to move it. You got to move it, move it. We like to move it, move it. So x of 15 does not move. It's positive. But I move the y term and I move the z term. Okay, this one. Raise power to power, blah, blah, blah. So it'd be x to the 18th, y to the 12th. Again, got to raise it to the power, so it's x to the 30th, y to the 6th. And when you multiply two things, same base, you add. So it's x to the 48, y to the 18th. So that's some nice practice there. Ooh, that's one of my longer videos. But I made one longer video instead of 2 shorter ones. I don't know if that's better or not, but that's what I did. Hey, have a good weekend. Bye-bye.